You eat, you drink, you breathe. But what about sleep? It's arguably the most universal human experience, right? Yet for so many of us, it remains this kind of mystery, or maybe worse, just an afterthought, something you can always cut short. I mean, we spend roughly a third of our lives doing it, but how much do you really know about those hours you spend unconscious every night? Today, we're diving into something truly eye-opening. Our subject is Matthew Walker's groundbreaking book, Why We Sleep. Honestly, this work absolutely revolutionized my own understanding of rest. So our mission here is to unpack the most vital, the most actionable insights from his research. We want to help you cut through all the myths and really grasp why sleep isn't just essential. It's maybe the single most powerful investment you can make in your health, your well-being, everything.
And what's really striking, I think, is how Walker, as a neuroscientist, a sleep researcher, he isn't just sharing opinions. He brings decades of rigorous scientific studies, clinical trials, real-world insights to the table. It's very evidence-based. He frames sleep not as just this passive state, this downtime, but as a dynamic, fundamental biological function. And it impacts pretty much every single system in your body, your brain, metabolism, heart, immune system, you name it. It's incredibly comprehensive, a deep look at something we often just take for granted until, we don't get enough.
Okay, let's get into that. We all sleep, obviously. But before reading Walker, I certainly didn't grasp the complexity. It's clearly much more than just closing your eyes for 8 hours, right? So what is sleep, scientifically speaking, according to his work?
Yeah, that's a really crucial starting point. Walker makes it super clear that sleep isn't just one thing. It's actually a dynamic process made up mainly of two distinct types. Non-REM sleep, that's non-rapid eye movement, and REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. And these aren't just labels. They play incredibly distinct, vital roles. They restore and enhance different parts of your brain and body. So during non-REM sleep, which has slower brain waves, deeper stages, your brain is actively working. It's consolidating facts, information. Think of it like your brain's librarian, kind of meticulously filing away data, names, experiences from the day.
Sure.
It helps solidify those new memories, moving them from short-term to long-term storage. So if you're trying to learn something new, like studying for an exam, getting enough non-REM sleep is absolutely critical for actually retaining that information. Then you shift into REM sleep, and that's where a different kind of magic happens. This is the stage we often associate with vivid dreaming. Here, your brain shifts focus. It's less about facts, more about strengthening emotional resilience, fostering creative thinking. It's almost like nightly therapy. Your brain processes intense emotions, sort of diffuses the sting of difficult memories, and it makes connections between seemingly unrelated ideas.
So that's why you sometimes wake up with a solution to a problem.
Exactly. Or maybe you just feel a bit calmer after an emotionally tough day. Missing out on either type isn't just about feeling tired. It has really distinct, measurable impacts on your learning, your emotions, even your creativity. If you think about the bigger picture, losing out on even one specific type of sleep could significantly impact your whole day, your mood, your focus.
That's incredible. Just realizing that while we're totally out of it, our brains are working so hard, so strategically, in these two very different ways. It definitely makes me think twice.
Yeah.
But okay, you've outlined how vital each stage is. So the obvious question is, what happens when we don't get enough? And Walker, he really doesn't hold back on the dangers of sleep deprivation. Some of it is, frankly, pretty chilling. What were the health consequences that really stood out to you? Because it feels like it goes way beyond just feeling a bit groggy.
Oh, it absolutely does. Walker paints a very stark picture. Chronic sleep deprivation has serious implications, both immediate and long-term. Health-wise, consistently getting less than, say, 7 to 9 hours, it significantly weakens your immune system. Get this. Even one night of short sleep, like just 4 or 5 hours, can slash the activity of your natural killer cells by up to 70%.
70%, wow.
Yeah. And these are the immune cells crucial for identifying and destroying cancerous cells, fighting infections. So basically just one bad night leaves your body much more vulnerable to illness, even serious diseases like cancer over time. And that's really just the beginning. He links poor sleep directly to a whole list of metabolic issues. Increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes because your insulin sensitivity gets messed up, higher risk of heart disease, stroke, because of things like higher blood pressure, inflammation. And maybe the most unsettling part is the link he draws to an elevated risk of Alzheimer's disease. See, during deep sleep, your brain does this vital cleanup. It washes away metabolic waste, including those amyloid beta proteins implicated in Alzheimer's.
Right, I've heard about that.
When you don't sleep enough, that cleanup process is seriously hampered. These toxic proteins can accumulate. So it really makes you ask yourself, How often do you put yourself at that kind of profound risk without even realizing the cascade of effects?
That statistic about the killer cells, just one night, it really hits home. It makes me think about all those times I've sacrificed sleep for work or, social plans, thinking I could just catch up later. But does Walker suggest you can actually undo that damage? Or is that kind of a dangerous myth, the whole sleep debt idea?
That's a fantastic question, and yeah, it's a common myth Walker directly tackles. Look, you might feel a bit better after sleeping in on the weekend, right? But the science suggests you can't truly recover all the cognitive and physiological deficits from chronic sleep loss. Think of it like a loan with high interest. You can make payments, but the debt, the underlying impact, it keeps accumulating. He shows how even after a few nights of longer sleep, many impairments like that, reduced immune function or impaired glucose metabolism, they don't fully bounce back to normal.
Mm.
The damage, especially long-term, can be quite persistent. So this idea of a sleep bank where you just make deposits later, it's largely, well, a dangerous illusion.
Wow. Okay, that really reframes that whole "I'll sleep when I'm dead"
Yeah.
attitude, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not just our physical health. He also dives deep into how lack of sleep hits our daily performance, our decision-making, even athletic ability. I mean, we've all felt foggy after a bad night, but Walker brings some powerful examples, stuff that's pretty hard to ignore.
Absolutely. The performance impact is huge. Learning, decision-making, physical skill, reaction times. Everything takes a hit. Think about drowsy driving. Walker points out it's comparable to driving drunk.
Really, that dangerous.
Yeah. When you're sleep deprived, your reaction times plummet, your judgment is clouded, your attention drifts. You can even have micro sleeps you're not aware of. It mirrors intoxication pretty closely. It's a really sobering thought. Driving sleepy can be just as bad, maybe worse, than driving under the influence. And then, flip side, he shows how sleep is a massive performance enhancer. He uses great examples like elite athletes, NBA players, NFL players. They often add extra hours to their sleep schedule.
Right, you hear about that sometimes.
For them, sleep isn't a luxury, it's core training. It directly impacts performance. We're talking better precision, like a basketball player hitting more free throws late in the game, faster recovery, fewer injuries, better strategic thinking on the court or field, making those split-second decisions more effectively. Walker really hammers home this point. Sleep isn't wasted time. It's not weakness. It's the foundation for sharper thinking, stronger memory, better emotional control, and peak physical performance. Not just for athletes, for everyone. For anyone wanting to excel, sleep is kind of their secret weapon.
It's amazing to think of sleep as like a performance-enhancing drug, but totally natural and free.
Yeah.
Just flips the narrative completely. Okay, so beyond the health warnings and the performance impacts, which are pretty stark, Walker also explores something really fascinating: dreams. What does he tell us about what's actually happening when we dream during those REM stages? It always feels so, I don't know, random, like a weird movie.
Yeah, dreams, especially in REM sleep, are far from random noise. Walker explains this is where our brains do some really sophisticated emotional work. Dreaming actually helps us process emotions from the day. It's like kind of nightly therapy session. The brain can reevaluate experiences in a safe, symbolic space, often without the raw emotional charge they had when they happened.
Interesting.
So take a difficult conversation you had. During REM, your brain might replay aspects of it, but integrate the memory without its original painful sting. This process is really crucial for mental and emotional well-being. It helps us wake up feeling less anxious, maybe more at peace with things. And beyond just processing emotions, dreams are big for problem solving and creativity too. It's actually pretty common for people to wake up with solutions to problems they've been stuck on.
Yeah, definitely have that happen.
That's thanks to the brain making novel connections during REM sleep, linking ideas that didn't seem related when you were awake, those aha moments. He even suggests dreams help us prepare for future challenges, like running simulations, mental rehearsals for potential threats or scenarios. This part of the book is really compelling. It's scientific, detailing brain mechanisms, but also quite poetic in appreciating the mystery and the utility of dreaming. It really makes you appreciate what your mind is doing while you're checked out. Dreams is this powerful evolutionary tool.
Okay, so after all these warnings, the fascinating brain science, the mystery of dreams, what does it all mean for you, the listener? We live in a world that often undervalues sleep, right? Celebrates the early riser, the late night worker. How can we realistically start to reclaim sleep? Not as a luxury, but as this foundational necessity Walker argues it is. Where do we even start?
Right, the million-dollar question. And Walker gives very practical, science-backed advice. And what's powerful is that they might seem simple, but they are incredibly effective if you're consistent. Number one tip, maybe the most important. Go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time. Every day. Yes, even on weekends.
Ah, the dreaded weekend
I
alarm.
know, I know. But that consistency is absolutely key for regulating your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. It makes it so much easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Your brain just thrives on that regularity. Beyond consistency, it's about strategically avoiding certain things, like caffeine late in the day. Definitely not in the afternoon or evening. Its effects can linger for hours, blocking that sleep-promoting chemical, adenosine. It messes up your deep sleep, even if you think you fall asleep okay.
Okay, that's a good reminder. What about alcohol? People think it helps them sleep.
Yeah, common misconception. Alcohol might make you drowsy initially, helps you fall asleep faster perhaps, but it's a sedative, not a true sleep aid. It fragments your sleep later in the night, suppresses that vital REM sleep we talked about. Overall, it leads to a much less restorative night, so reducing alcohol, especially close to bedtime, is crucial. And finally, your sleep environment. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. A slight drop in core body temperature helps signal sleep, so around 65 Fahrenheit, maybe 18 Celsius, is often ideal.
Cool, dark, quiet. Got it.
Darkness is critical. Light, especially blue light from screens, suppresses melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. And quiet, well, that just minimizes disruptions. Walker frames these not just as tips, but as powerful science-backed strategies, ways to reclaim healthy rest. It's about shifting sleep from an afterthought to a central, non-negotiable priority for your well-being. These are truly transformative habits.
So this deep dive into Matthew Walker's Why We Sleep, it really hammers it home, doesn't it? Sleep isn't a luxury you can just trim when life gets busy. It's not passive downtime. It's as vital as food and water. Foundational for your health, mood, learning, longevity, everything. Every single system in your body benefits from good sleep and really suffers without it.
It truly is a profound wake-up call, actually. It fundamentally changes how you view your nightly rest. It shifts sleep from being this optional thing you squeeze in to maybe the single most powerful, productive investment you can make in your physical health, your mental health, your overall well-being. Understanding the science really can unlock a better quality of life.
So, considering everything we've explored today, if you were to prioritize your sleep as much as, say, your daily meals, which most of us do without even thinking, right? What would be the single most impactful change you could make tonight, right now, based on Walker's insights? And maybe think about how that one change might ripple through the rest of your week, transforming your energy, your focus, your resilience, your health. It's definitely a question worth maybe losing a little unnecessary sleep over as you plan how to reclaim those essential hours.